Hello everyone and welcome to episode 4 of my Python beginners course. In this video I will teach you about the different data types in Python. Let's get started. Data types are types of data that can be assigned to a variable. In Python there are 13 data types. In this video I will show you how to use some of the most used ones. So one of the data types is a string. A string goes inside single or double quotes. For example, I could type hello world like this in double quotes, or I could type it in single quotes like this. If I want to write quotes inside my string, then what I could do is I could put my double quotes or single quotes, but let's just say my double quotes, and then I could type like code or some nuggets, and then close it off, and then Python will recognize the whole thing as a string because it's inside the double quotes. It's also important to note that there are many different functions and other pieces of code that you can use to modify, concatenate, and get output from strings. To find them, you can go to the Python docs on python.org. An integer is a whole number. For example, 1 is an integer, 31 is an integer, but 3.1 is not an integer, it's a float, and I'll discuss that more later because it's got a decimal point. So, for example, you'd use this if you put a, the variable a, is equal to 31, for example. A float is any number with a decimal point. So, as I said before, 3.1 is a float because it's got a decimal point. However, 31 is not a decimal, and therefore it's an integer and not a float. It's also good to note that if I were to have 3.0, that's considered by Python as a float because it has a decimal point, even though its value is still the same as an integer. A Boolean is either true or false. So in Python, you type it like this. A is true, and you can see as it's a keyword, it's put in orange, or A equals false. And make sure that you type true or false with a capital letter at the beginning, because if I type it with a lowercase f at the beginning, then it's not orange because it's not a keyword, and you will have some problems in your code. So that's the end of episode 4. In episode 5, we will learn about the 4 types of lists in Python. Thank you for watching and have a great day.